everyone, a very warm welcome right here to the Breeze News podcast. And today I have a paragon from the industry, one of the most looked up actor, producer, and director, none other than Mr. Neil Nitin Mukesh. So, very warm welcome to you, sir.
Thank you, Simran. Thank you so much for the lovely welcome.
Alright, so we are supremely excited to have a fun chat with you. So, sir, you're such a shining star. There's so many girls, who would be crushing on you. I wanted to understand who is your celebrity crush?
Simran, that's very kind of you to say so. Thank you so much. For me, I've always had a thing for, classic beauties. And we in our industry, we have a lot of them who are very beautiful, whether it was the late Sri Devi ji, Madhuri Dixit, even yesteryears before that was Nutan ji, Nargis ji. There's so many of them that I've had, from my growing days, I've had a crush on. The late Divya Bharti ji. So there are many of them that, that I look up to and I admire, not just for their beauty, but their immense talent and, of course, the people that they are. Yeah.
So, classy and timeless beauty is your kind of thing.
Yes, I think for me it's always been that I'm not. are being pushed and asked not to take photographs. That's not me. I will stand and take a photograph with whoever wants. I mean, that's eventually who we are working for and what we are working for, the audience, right? So I want to imbibe that in my child. I want her to also realize the importance of being, born in a Mukesh family, and how privileged we are to have, been following his legacy. And it's truly humbling that people come and give you that kind of love. So the only way that we really can balance is just by being very simple, and finding the happiness in the small things. Yeah.
All right, so that's how you balance the both. That's so sweet of you to know. Moving on to my next question. So, like you just mentioned, that it's the audience you really work hard for. So, I'm very sure you get a lot of love from all the fans across the globe. What is your best fan moment which has ever been? Like a lot of fans around. They come, walk up to the celebrities, talk, greet, maybe give them some sort of small gifts of their favorite picture of yours. So, what is that one thing which has been your favorite?
I have to tell you, Simran, I feel very blessed with the kind of fan following and the kind of love, not just for me. Firstly, for my grandfather, then for my father, and now, as a third generation for me as well. And it's been happening since so many decades and so many generations that, like I mentioned earlier, also it's very humbling. I see that response even now, at an airport, at a restaurant, any public place, whether it be a park, that people will come up, they'll want to have a word with me and make me feel like I'm their own. And I feel very nice and secure that, when people come and talk to me and they start addressing me with, memories of my grandfather or my father. So I truly feel that social media has really bridged that gap between fans and the stars. They are very close to us now. They get to connect with us practically on a daily basis. I try and keep myself even on social media a little exclusive in that sense, because I'm just a little shy guy in that sense. I can't post every day something. So I have my fans who tend to complain about that. But most of the time, I would say, practically all the time, I'm showered with so much love and respect. And that's because my love for them is just the same. There are some naughty ones, there are some mischievous ones, but I know that they don't mean any harm. Some of them love, making memes. Some of them love picking up on an old joke and repeating it. But I know that they all mean no harm.
Correct.
And whatever brings a smile on their face, I'm happy with that. Uh, but I think the sweetest moment of mine with a fan would be that I was at an airport and I was, getting my bags out of the belt. And there was an old lady who came running, literally running and shouting, "Parag, Parag, Parag." I got a little stressed thinking that there might be a Parag around that she's finding, and I should help her. And, I was trying to locate who Parag is. I had no idea, and she came up straight onto me and right on my face. She's like, "Parag, how are you?" And then it hit me that she's talking about a character from one of my films called Jail. And I played a character called Parag Dikshit in that. And of course, it was quite a hard-hitting film by the legendary Madhur Bhandarkar sir. And it's considered as one of my best films up until now. And I truly had loved working on that film. Of course, it was quite an experience, let's put it that way. But it was so overwhelming to know that after so many years also, there was somebody who really did care about that character and connected so well. She came and she's like, I saw your film and they tortured you, and you're so nice, and you're so sweet, and all of that. And I just touched her feet literally, and I said, "Thank you, auntie, so much. Your blessings are what I seek, and what I need." And that was, I think, for me,
The best.
the best moment, because um, today I walked out of the airport today, and I had an artist named Sachin who gave me uh, a beautiful sketch of my daughter and me. So I have those artists, fans, etc., a lot of them who uh, give you a moment which is very priceless. But for me, of course, I really truly respect those as well. But for me, this was a very special moment because it just happened very randomly without any expectation. Yeah.
So I think that character of yours, Parag, that
Right.
stayed with that lady forever.
Well, it stayed with not just her. It stayed with many,
Many.
many, and in fact, it's one of those characters that has stays. That's there are few characters that really make an impact in any actor's life. Like I'm sure that like for me, Johnny Gaddar, my debut film, is a very important film. New York is a landmark film for me. Many of them are there, but Jail has to be one of those really unique, special films because the journey that I took through that film, the director, the entire cast, crew, the team, Mugdha, all of them. I think Manoj ji was in the film, and they lent me so much of support. And I just go back in memory lane even now, and I thank my stars, and I thank the Almighty up there to have given me that opportunity. Yeah.
So, since you said that you're a little shy guy on the social media point of view, but then in general, tell me what is, the best prank you've made on, you have played on someone, the best prank you have played on someone, and they've actually believed it to be true.
Oh no, there are many of those. Like I'm shy on social media, but doesn't mean that I'm not a prankster. I'm a very, very big prankster. I love ghost stories. So there are many a times that I've spooked, of course, a few true ones, and a few, of course, fictionally created by my creative mind. Yes, super jinx on that. But I think the naughtiest prank I ever played was on an aunt of mine, one of our neighbors. And my father used to travel abroad, and he knew that I used to like all these masks and horror things, etc. So he had got a couple of masks down, and back in the days, the lights used to go out very often in my neighborhood. And we used to love it when that happened, because when that happened, the candles would go on, the torches would go on, and that's the ambience. And that was the perfect ambience to kind of scare somebody. And there was this aunt of mine who, was walking down the stairs from the 8th floor. And I went and I stood in the dark passage with just a very scary horror mask. I can never in my life forget that scream.
Oh my God.
She screamed so bad. She ran. I don't think anyone would have beaten her on climbing those stairs that day up back to her home. It was really mean of me, but I'm glad she's alive and she's fine. Yeah.
Alright, so since you've played such a wonderful prank, and it just got her running on her toes, my last question for you would be, what is the funniest moment which happened with you on any of your sets?
Oh, I've had, again, you're asking me questions which are really taking me back into massive memory lane. The funniest, let's see, there have been quite a few funny yeah, okay, let's I was shooting for players in Murmansk, that's the North Pole, and it was almost minus 20 odd degrees and very cold. And all you could see is snow, 5 feet, 6 feet deep snow. And that's what we were all shooting. It was the interval block of the film. We had Bobby Deol, we had Abhishek Bachchan, we had the entire cast crew of the film out there, Omi Vaidya, Sikandar Khair, and me playing the antagonist. That's his revelation. Me on one side, all of them on the other side. There was a nice blocking happening. And suddenly I realized that while I was rehearsing, that the ice is slipping. I didn't realize, I didn't know that that's going to happen, but the ice just gave way and I went almost 5 feet deep in.
Oh my god.
So everybody had a lovely laugh because suddenly a guy who was pretending to be this nice, strong villain in front of everyone who suddenly became like a midget and went down into the snow, and I got trapped there. I wasn't being able to come out. But it soon turned from a joke and a few gags and laughs to something serious, because suddenly I had all the localites running out there and taking a shovel and taking me out. Then they took me into a tent and they kind of poured some liquid and torched it, and they said that you can get pneumonia and hypothermia and blah blah blah, all of that. So I hadn't realized that it was that bad, but I guess the funniest it was because here you are pretending to be this really cool guy, and suddenly you are in 5 feet deep snow with a gun in your hand and everyone's staring at you. So I feel that was a funny moment, which I'll never forget, of course.
But we are fortunate that nothing really happened to you.
Thank God for that.
That's good.
Yeah.
Cool. So I think we went back, down the memory lane, and I think I've asked you some questions which were really, really fun. It was
Pretty
such
nostalgic, yes.
Such a lovely chat with you. Thank you so much,
Thank
Mr.
you
Neil
so
Nitin
much.
Mukesh, for
Thank you
joining
so
us
much.
here
Thank
today.
you.
Thank
God
you so
bless.
much, everyone.